Find your page on constructing transformations. As you can see at the top, we're going to need your compass and your straight edge to perform these constructions. The first type of construction that we are going to do is we are going to construct the line of reflection. So let's get started with that construction. The directions for this construction are over here at the right. Now these are my directions. This is not proper English, so this is just the process. So you may want to pause the video and copy down these directions. So the first step in these directions is you are to connect a set of corresponding vertices. Since a triangle has 3 sets of vertices, you can choose the set of vertices that you wish to proceed with. Okay, so I've highlighted the 3 sets of corresponding vertices. You're going to choose one of those sets of corresponding vertices, and you are going to connect that set of corresponding vertices with your straight edge. So I'm just going to choose the one that I have highlighted here in yellow. Now we are going to construct the segment bisector. We're going to bisect this segment. So in order to do this segment bisector, you're going to take the pointer of your compass and put it on the vertex of the triangle. Which triangle does not make a difference that you begin with. You need to open your compass more than halfway, can't be shorter than, because we're going to swing an arc from each of these points of intersection, and they need to intersect. These 2 arcs need to intersect. So you need to open your compass more than halfway. But how much farther more than halfway is not going to make a difference. And you're going to construct an arc that goes above and below. You're then going to take the pointer of your compass to the other side, where that line that you drew connects triangle A, and you are going to swing that arc. And now you're going to use your straight edge, and you are going to connect those points of intersection with your line. And that line that you are currently drawing is your perpendicular bisector. Okay. This is known as your line of reflection. So this is your segment that you're constructing, and this is your perpendicular bisector. So this should be perpendicular to your original line, and it should bisect your original line. To check this, take your paper, and you are going to fold your paper and check to see that point A, triangle A, is reflected onto triangle A prime. So you're going to have the green vertex fall onto the green vertex, line up the blue onto the blue, the yellow onto the yellow, fold them. You might have to hold it up to the light or out the window. And the crease that you are going to make should be your line of reflection. The second construction that we're going to do at the bottom is we are now given the line of reflection, and we are now this time going to construct the location of the image. So we're actually going to do the reflection of triangle B over my line of reflection. Okay. So to begin this one, the first thing that I'm going to do for this one is I'm going to identify and just name my vertices just to make this a little bit easier. So I'm going to call this triangle B. Also, I'm going to rename it as triangle LMN. Give us a point of reference. Again, all my directions are going over here to the right. So I would pause the video, copy them down so that you have your directions. So you're going to draw a perpendicular line from each vertex, point L, point M, and point N, to the line of reflection using your compass. In order to do that, you use the orange set of directions, which is swing an arc from the triangle vertex to your line of reflection such that it intersects this line of reflection in 2 points. From each of those points of intersection where the arc that you drew intersects your line of reflection, you're going to go from each of those, swing an arc on the opposite side, so over here in this blank space from triangle B, get those arcs to intersect in an X, and then connect your point on your triangle to that X. Step 2 will be to copy the distance from the vertex, in this case point L, to the line of reflection, and then duplicate that on your perpendicular line and label that point as L prime. Once you've completed that, we are going to repeat that process 2 more times from point M and point N, and then we should be able to draw my triangle. Okay. So let's see what that looks like. Okay, so I need to come up here, grab my compass friend, and come down. Okay. Again, you might need to pause the video, make sure you have those steps copied so that you're understanding exactly what we are doing in each of those steps. So my first step, we're going to draw an arc such that it intersects this line of reflection in 2 points. I'm going to go from the point where that intersects my triangle with the pointer, swing your arc, go from where that arc intersects your line of reflection in the other point, swing your arc, use your straight edge. You are going to connect point L to that X, and now you are going to measure that distance from point L to your line of reflection using your compass. Mark that distance off on your triangle. I'm sorry, on your line, your perpendicular line on the opposite side. So here's my perpendicular that we are constructing. And then label this point of intersection that we have here as L prime, the image of L. Now that we have that completed, you are going to repeat this process 2 more times. Okay. So first time, from point M. Open your compass, swing your arc. So I'm going to close it up just a little bit so that I can, for demonstration purposes, swing your arc. Just need to get where these arcs intersect. Connect point M to that line. Measure the distance from M to the line of reflection. Mark that same distance off on the other side. Label that point as M prime. And now repeat the process from your third vertex. In this case, your third vertex is point N. again, I'm just going to shorten that up so it fits a little bit better. Measure the distance from N to your line of reflection. Mark it off so it's equidistant on the opposite side. Label point as N prime. And last but not least, we should now be able to connect L prime to N prime, to M prime, back to L prime. Label your triangle as B prime. Leave all construction marks. And then last but not least, to finish it off, you're going to fold your paper over your line of reflection, make a crease right over that line of reflection, hold your paper up to the light, and triangle B should fall and lie directly on triangle B prime, with vertex L falling on L prime, N falling on N prime, and M falling on M prime.